groups that we created, the main motto is to connect the rankers and chartered accountants with the students on an individual basis. They can feel free to post the doubts or even chat with the mentors, what I call the mentors. So you can get in touch with them, ask at a very granular level, question level, where you can get your queries solved and ask them regarding planning and everything. And trust me, all the mentors are fantastic. They are very approachable. In fact, once I started with the initiative, I myself didn't have to go and approach each and every one of them. Most of the mentors they have come ahead proactively and said that no, we want to get associated with this. You guys are doing something different, something good, and should we should join this. So this is Vision CA. Umang, please.
So let's first introduce each of our panelists. So Abdul, can you start with a brief introduction?
Yes. So hi everyone. This is Abdul Qadir Jawadwala. As Prithvi mentioned, a part of this initiative, and I've recently qualified as the all the other mentors are. So I am a rank holder in the May 19 attempt and currently working with Deloitte. So this is a brief introduction from my end. Thank you, Monk.
Harshit, can you go next?
Am I audible now?
Yeah.
So yeah, hi guys, my name is Harshit. I qualified in May 19, and I was able to manage. I was able to score an All India rank 36 at the final CA level, and I'm currently working with Vodafone Idea Limited. So yeah, that's it from my side.
Upmanyu, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, hi guys, I'm Upamanyu Manjrekar this side. I have cleared my CA final examination in May 2019 attempt, and I am enthusiastic about direct taxes and international taxation, and I'm currently working in that field.
Yeah, Ghanshyam, would you like to introduce yourself? Are you there, Ghanshyam?
Yeah, hi, this is Ghanshyam. I was also qualified in May 19 attempt, and I also secured a rank, All India rank 29th. I have worked for some time, and now I'll be pursuing my MBA with IIM Bangalore. That's it.
Wow, amazing. Raj, would you like to go next?
Sure. Hello everyone, Raj Srimankar this side. I qualified my CA in May 2019. I am also a qualified company secretary, and I'm currently working with PwC in audit and assurance. Thank you.
We also have with us Meet Gada. Meet, would you like to introduce yourself?
Okay, hi everyone, this is Meet Gada here. Cleared my CA final in May 2019. Also, I am a company secretary with All India rank 21. I appeared for CFA level 3 in June 2019 itself. Currently working at Shapurji Palanji along with the group CFO. It is a company of Cyrus Mistry, and you can approach me for SFM any day. Thank you.
No, amazing. We also have Ashwi with us. Ashwi, would you like to introduce yourself?
Good evening, everyone. Hi, I am CA Ashwi Ashish Shah. I also cleared my final CA in May 2019 attempt, and currently I'm working as an analyst with Citibank.
By the way, guys, it's Ashwi's birthday today. Thank you for sparing the time for us and joining.
Thank you.
Happy birthday, Ashwi. Yeah, Prithvi, we've covered all the mentors, right?
Yeah. Let's get started.
So our first session is by Upamanyu. Upamanyu, would you like to take over?
Yeah, I'll take over. I guess you'll be sharing the PPT, right?
Yeah. Just a second.
Okay, so guys, this is kind of an introductory webinar to how we at Vision CA are approaching you guys as a set of individuals who want guidance regarding final CA. Also, we are covering very specific section in this. So this is more of a generalized webinar where we are trying to cover various sections. Like Ashwi will be taking a session on strategy. There is a session on do's and don'ts and everything. So this is a generic webinar as such. So the basic purpose being here that in event of cancellation of these exams, a lot of you are probably in dire straits right now. Like a lot of you by now might have been hoping to have qualified as a chartered accountant and have yet not been able to give your exam yet. So that I know I can't relate to that feeling entirely. But one thing that I would definitely like to put across to all of you guys is that don't lose heart in these circumstances. They are difficult times indeed, but after every dark there is a dawn. So definitely there is a bright light at the end of this tunnel. All you have to do is be patient during this time and continue preparing as though nothing did happen. So if all of you guys are going through your articleship right now, just continue, like probably just keep working. Along with that, try to squeeze in a few hours of study. And those of you all who don't have an articleship, I personally myself would not recommend you all to take a break as such from studying, because that like puts your rhythm off. But then if you are of the opinion that you can continue with a break and everything, then do take a break, but not too much, so that you can still remain in that zone. Because how much ever this situation is going on, the exams are a dead certainty. Like, remember, the exams will happen. If not now, some or the other time they are going to happen, and when they happen, you have to be very prepared for it. So, a little bit about Vision CA, how this brilliant initiative has been taken by Prithvi. So, this is our agenda for the day, basically. So, we're going to go through a study timetable. To assuming your exams are in November, they are definitely in November. I'm not going to say otherwise. So, we are going to proceed with a study timetable that has been approved on a generic level by all our mentors, and I'll be putting that across to you. Then we'll have the strategy to crack the exams. Then we'll have a do's and don'ts session. This is actually very important because we sometimes don't realize whether we are doing some don'ts without realizing it. Then we have to go through the mindset of a ranker, as in how does a ranker prepare himself, what is his mindset, how optimistic is he regarding everything that's happening around him. Then we will go to how we as Vision CA team are going to help you through this entire process, and whatever queries you have, whether they be technical or whether they are personal. And at the end of the series, we'll have a participants Q&A. So that's the agenda for the day. Raj, next slide. So yeah, this is my section. I'll be covering your study timetable on a generic basis. So one thing that I want to put across regarding study timetables is that this is something that has worked for majority of us. Okay. So what I feel is that every person who is, and like every individual has a different set of traits with him. Like I used to prefer studying 2 in a day subjects. There are some people who like to study 1 in a day. So this is something that is a practical advice given by us, so that this has worked in majority of the cases. Okay. Please remember that you should be able to even tailor this advice to suit your specific needs in this times. Okay. So in round number 1, that is, we are assuming you're starting your studies on 29 July. Okay. So Prithvi has been gracious enough to give you all a little bit of a break still. So he's starting on 29th of July. So from 29 July to 5 September. Okay. What we are suggesting you all is to go double subjects group wise. So by double subjects group wise, my ideal double subjects group wise combination is going for a practical and a theory subject in the same day, while at the same time ensuring one of the theory subjects is light and the practical subject is a little heavy, and the practical is light and theory is heavy. What I basically mean is something like a direct tax subject. Direct tax is a mixed subject, but I consider it more oriented towards theory. But it's a very heavy subject in the terms like there are a lot of provisions. There are a lot of provisions to learn, and a lot of application of those provisions, a lot of interlinking between the provisions. So if I had to team up with direct tax with a subject, that would be something like SFM, because SFM is light in its content. SFM has many easy chapters, and the questions are often defined, like they have a particular type. Like I'll go to the shares chapter, there are specific types of sections. I can prepare an index, like this is the type of section, these are the formulas. So you have to be logical enough to create these double subject combinations yourself. Okay. Create an SFM DT combination, create an IDT and audit combination, because IDT is simple. Audit on the other hand is a little more difficult. Obviously this is again perception, my perception. This can differ, but the fundamental basis being you have to form your own combination of 2 subjects. two subjects is what we all as mentors were comfortable with while studying during our time. Okay. So from 29 July 2020 to 5th September, you have to cover your entire 8 subjects in this double subject mode. So that is something that will help you refresh your brain also periodically, and you all will ensure that there's not too much boredom, because when I start audit and if I go through audit the entire day, there is a point of saturation in the day, because no one here is a superhuman. You will get saturated at some point reading those standards on auditing the full day. So then you might like to shift over to indirect tax or some practical subject which might freshen you up. And in that, personally, I would say when you are fresh, go for something that's really boring, because you need that stamina with you and that energy with you to go through this. So when you are really tired, go for something like audit or something which is very dry, but then you consume your energy. And when you want to get fresh, you pick up something that you like and it goes very fast. So that's till 5 September 2020. From 6 September 2020 to 7th October 2020, you do 4 days of each subject. This is again on a generic basis. We have given you advice. Like, this is in line with the principle that each subject at CA final has to be given an equal importance, because you cannot give priority to any one subject in CA final and hope that that's going to be your exemption subject. Or I don't frankly agree with such terms, but then you need to have a equal priority for each subject. Don't say that SFM is my exemption subject. There is nothing like that. What if the paper is completely out of the box? So in that scenario, you need to be giving equal importance to each subject to ensure that you have those passing marks with you in any scenario. So 4 days each for those 8 subjects will bring you somewhere around 7 October 2020. But again, you can probably customize this a little bit, knowing at what level of comfort you are in each subject. Probably if you have a few exemptions, then obviously this gets diluted and you have more time for each subject. Yeah, so that is your 4 day each. So my advice is to go reverse, start with indirect taxes and go for 4 days each, so that you come at FR at the end. Then again 11 October to 26, you again go in the reverse order from indirect tax to FR. Now again the order is completely up to you. My suggestion is go indirect tax to FR, because you're covering reverse to the first paper. So yeah, that is the thing. And then this 11 October to 26 October is also your exam. I term it as your exam mock, like an actual exam mock, where you will be giving 2 days each to each subject and covering each subject in the manner you would on a last day. Like, this is, if you are able to achieve this is your dream, because you need to be having, like, if these days go perfectly, it means that you have that absolute perfection with you. You are able to revise in 1.5 days. Okay, so yeah, this being a very crucial period, so brace yourself up for this. And in actual, you only have 1.5 days per subject. The reason I think 2 would be beneficial is because in the balance half day, you probably look at your weak areas in each subject, go through what mistakes you generally make, and make a prep for your last day. And then obviously comes the most, actually this is an even more crucial period, where you start with your final FR before the exams. Just leave everything at that time. You have a sole-minded focus at that time. Start with FR, forget about every other subject, because this is something that's going to lay the tune for your rest of your exams. How your SFM goes, how your audit goes is entirely impacted by your FR. I do have personal experience with this, that the way your FR paper goes will impact everything. So yeah, do keep a good stretch of 5 days at least with you while you're starting with FR. So this is all from me for the study timetable section. I'll pass on for the strategy section now.
So we've got Ashwi who will be taking up the strategy piece.
Hi everyone. Umang, can we move forward to the next slide, please? Okay, so we can start with the strategy to crack CA final. So first point that you can see is a disciplined study. Now, this disciplined study does not mean school wala disciplined study. Here, you have to be very careful while planning your timetable. Timetable which we have suggested is accepted by us. This is what we used to follow. Now you have to prepare your timetable in such a way that you are extremely comfortable with it. You can take our guidance as and when you require, but still you have to be extremely comfortable with your timetable. Plus you have to have enough writing practice. ऐसा होता है एग्जाम में 4 स्टेप के बाद में 5th स्टेप क्या करना है, अटक गए, पेन अटक गई, आगे जा ही नहीं रहा है. You do not want to make mistakes in exams. Mistakes are allowed, but mistakes are allowed when you have a chance to correct it. So once you can correct the mistakes here, you wouldn't make the same mistakes in your exam. But if in case exam में जाके mistake किया तो correction सीधा next attempt में आएगा. So you do not want that next attempt to come. So writing practice is must. Writing practice, scale, paper, pencil वगैरह वो सब लेके नहीं करने का. You just have to scribble everything that you can. Like it can be as rough as possible, but you should know what you have done, what steps you have done. So you should be very comfortable with it. Mocks, yes, you can solve papers. You can appear for mock tests given out by ICI. Mock tests में we have observed that it has questions from the RTPs and also study module. So there could be repetition. But know this thing, exam में 40 मार्क का पेपर तो ऐसा रहेगा जो आपने ऑलरेडी देखा है. तो वो 40 मार्क का पेपर तो तुमको कैसे भी करके अटेम्प्ट करना ही है. उसके आगे जो रहेगा that is your skill set where you are going to be attentive enough to attempt those stuff. Okay, so be very clear that जो देखा है वो एग्जाम में आने वाला है. But even in that, if you are going to make some mistake, then it is no point in studying and putting so much effort. Like if you're only orally reading SFM sums, that does not give justice to SFM at all. You are supposed to write down practical stuff. You are supposed to have enough writing practice. So that's a very crucial point. And students, please ऐसा मत सोचना कि writing में time pass होता है या time ज़्यादा जाता है. नहीं, ऐसा नहीं है. Writing में अभी time ज़्यादा जाएगा, attempt बचेगा, 6 महीना बचेगा life का. Strong mindset. Given this current situation, strong mindset is a must thing. So here you would be experiencing enough frustration by yourself that this exam got delayed, and your feeling is completely justified. But it is of no use if you do not have enough positivity in yourself. You are going through a situation. There would be million others who are having worse situation than what you are in right now. So your strong mindset is only going to benefit you. When I was appearing for my attempt, earlier, some girl had secured a rank. She had mentioned in our interview that she had lost her father 6 months before exam. So any of our complaints goes in vain if we look at them. All our complaints are waste. Like that girl, if that girl can clear it out and also secure a rank, तो मैंने तो क्या ही किया है यार, मेरे लाइफ में क्या ही प्रॉब्लम है. So have a very strong mindset. You can do it. You can secure a rank as well if you take proper efforts in correct direction. Single-minded focus to get the coveted degree. Okay, CA is actually the best profession in commerce, which I can say. सीए नहीं किया ना तो बीकॉम बन के रह जाओगे. 15,000 की नौकरी में कोई भाव भी नहीं देता. तो सीए नहीं तो कुछ भी नहीं. तो have this thing. CA is the best that you can get, and it is only for these 3 months. Abka attempt, last attempt. You do not have to count any of the previous attempts. You do not have to count any of the miseries. But once you clear these 3 months with all your might, the results are going to be fruitful, and it will be only for your own self. Have positive attitude. Corona positive aaye na aaye, you have to have your result as positive. You actually have to dream of your result. That pink line, light pink and dark pink wala, या फिर blue color का result with pass written in yellow color. That should be, and the total exceeding 400. All those should be in your mindset. Like this is my result which I am going to achieve after these 3 months of efforts. These 3 months are the only place where you are going to work for your own self. So just give it a shot and have the most of your own self that you can. in this time. Exam will be held in November, no matter what. We have to accept the situation that we have to live with corona now. You do not have any option. Like November mein exam hoga or hoga hi hoga. No one is going to extend it further. I cannot be 100% sure about it, but still have prepare with the mindset that November mein exam hoga, and this is the only time where you have to, loha garam hai, abhi hatoda maar do. You can mold yourself. You can earn a degree for yourself right now, right away. Like quarantine में लोग क्या कर रहे हैं, chill कर रहे हैं. You are earning, you are working for your own self. You are doing this for your own self and for the rest of your life. KYC, know that you can. It's everything about you and no one else. Everything that you're going to do in these 3 months is only going to benefit you and no one else. बाबू शोना बाद में नहीं आने वाले एग्जाम के बाद, मतलब क्लियर नहीं हुआ तो तुम गए, तुम्हारा 6 महीना बढ़ जाएगा. It is, and 6 महीना बढ़ेगा या उससे ज्यादा बढ़ेगा. अभी you do not know anything. So know that you can, and you have to be very clear that you have to put efforts in correct direction. So have a positive mindset and know that you can, and you have to achieve this for your own self. Gift this CA degree to your own self. It is not your aptitude but your attitude that will determine your altitude. Okay, and that is a saying, but it will work for you if you work on it. Your attitude has to be completely positive. You have to be very clear about what you are going to study for. And CA is hard work, it is smart work, you can name it anything, but you have to work. It requires work, it requires immense effort. Your intelligence cannot just help you clearing CA. Your intelligence combined with enough hard work will help you in clearing CA and nothing else. So you just have to be very focused on getting this degree and becoming the best that you're going to get it out from yourself. So over to the do's and don'ts section.
Yeah.
If Asha is not there, I'll take up this section.
I would like to add one more point to what Ashvi said. So अभी अपने को लगता है कि यार CA की क्या वैल्यू है, इतने सारे CA बन रहे हैं, सब CA आजू बाजू में, तो we don't realize the value of the degree. But let me tell you, मतलब I'm doing my MBA from IIM Bangalore, so वहाँ पे we have a batch of 525 and there are only 17 CAs. Like बाकी सब engineers और केवल 17 CA. And the engineers look up to us कि यार मतलब ये तो finance के expert हैं, ये लोग tax के expert हैं. They'll come up with all the queries. मतलब बहुत value है यार CA degree का. मार्केट में जाओ तो पता चलता है. अभी आजू बाजू में देखोगे तो एवरीवन इज अ सीए, तो लगता है यार क्या सीए करके बड़ा कर लिया. बट लेट मी टेल यू, मार्केट में बहुत वैल्यू है सीए का. सो आई मीन दैट इज अ वेरी, मतलब सीए डिग्री, नाम सीए बोला मतलब द डिग्री इटसेल्फ स्पीक्स फॉर यू. ऐसा डिग्री है, मतलब यहाँ पे कोई रिजर्वेशन नहीं है, कुछ भी नहीं है. लाइक इट इज द मोस्ट ट्रांसपेरेंट कोर्स एवर.
Thanks, Umang. So starting with the do's and don'ts. So the very first point, this is my favorite point. Please be loyal to your material. So I would like to share my own story, what happened with me during my preparation. For IDT, we had module. I had bought Yashwant Mangal ka book bahar se, and I had my classes ka written notes and my classes ka printed notes. So every time I would start with IDT, I would put all the books आजू बाजू में, and then keep on hopping from one book to another. इसमें ये है, इसमें ये है, इसमें ये नहीं है, इसमें ये नहीं है. I would literally spend hours doing this thing. I knew back of the mind that I have to stick to one material, but there's this fear of missing out. But know that ultimately it is the same progression each and every way. You need to stick to it and have faith and confidence in your own material, whatever you have. यार ऑथर ने बनाया है, कुछ सोच के किया होगा. Just stick to one material, please. So as they say, the grass is always greener on the other side. So what we think is, once we have stuck to a particular material, we take it for granted indirectly, and we think, yeah, once I get that author's book, some magic will happen and my score will increase. That is not the case. So to point, minimum material end of each chapter. So usually what happens is when you're studying a particular chapter, you get so much into it that by the time you finish the chapter, you get exhausted. So what I would suggest is don't jump to the next chapter. Take a breather. 2-5 minutes, थोड़ा chill, but ensure you come back and do a quick revision of the entire chapter. Then start with your next chapter. So your mind will be able to absorb more of your of the time you have devoted. Third point is workouts and a healthy diet. See, CA is a mental game, as you all know. Physically, also, it is very much draining. So, what we need to ensure is that your mindset, your physicality, everything is in sync. So, you have physically also you are okay. So, if you're not working out, if you're not a workout person, like I was not a workout person, but if you're doing well and good, go for a short walk with your friend. Uh, do whatever you like. Some of you might be fond of doing yoga, meditation, 5-10 minutes, small breathing exercise. It helps in a great way. Healthy diet. Avoid oily food for Sarah before studying. Look, these are small things, but you need to be aware. Yeah, if you have planned a good session, good heavy theory session for afternoon, and you are sitting with chole bhatura and lassi, then only God may save you. So these are the small things that you should be aware and plan out. Coming to the next point, relaxation at regular intervals. As we had already shared the timetable before, if you are religiously following it, well and good, but in between, your body itself will respond. Yeah, let's take a break. It's not happening. Sometimes you may realize that you are sitting for long hours at a stretch, but it's just not happening. So listen to your own body. Your body will tell you. So take a break short. It's fine. It's not a criminal offense. So my nature was such. Whenever I used to take a break, I would start feeling guilty. But please try to understand it's a normal loss, not abnormal loss. Not to make it abnormal loss is your duty, but breaks and all is a part of your study plan and schedule only. So be aware of how much time you're wasting and go accordingly. Once again, strong faith that you can do it. So, as Ashwin already covered, no, you can. Have faith in your own self. Okay, my voice is breaking, is it? Alright. So, you need to be, yeah, you need to be able to convince the institute by the way of your exam paper that you deserve the degree. To convince the institute that you deserve a degree, first of all, you should be able to convince your own self that you deserve the degree. So strongly believe that yes, I've worked hard, I've done my best, and I deserve it. So at times, what happens is we look at another student who's working very hard, other peers, entrepreneurship people. You think that yeah, these people deserve it, I don't deserve it. Self-esteem goes down. Obviously, you're in such a stressful situation. The surroundings around us, the mistakes that you make while solving the paper or while studying, you think that do I actually deserve it? You start questioning your own self. Don't forget, it's a 5-year journey. You have reached the 5th year. Your parents' efforts, your teachers' efforts, your own sleepless nights, hard work. Yes, you very well deserve it. And believe in yourself and do not believe in naysayers. Just stay away from the negativity and believe that you can. And one more thing, when exhausted, restart. So our mentor always used to tell us, whenever you feel that nothing's working, everything is going haywire. So what you can do it, just tell yourself, restart, restart. So this is a mental suggestion technique. So this trick has worked for most of us, and many of you might be aware of it as well. So this is what I feel is a very useful one. Just keep on telling yourself restart, restart, and you can get started again. I know it may not sound that effective, but it actually works. So you guys should give it a shot for sure. Umang, next slide, please.
Yeah.
So coming to the don'ts section. don't compare your preparation with your peers. So what happens is, right now though that's not possible. If you go to a library, or if at all you're studying with comparing with your friends what you've studied, so you would say, yeah, this chapter I've covered in this much time. Have you? So you'd start questioning yourself. And one more thing that happens is, you've studied a particular subject a few days back, like 5 to 10 days back, and that particular friend comes to you and asks a question from that chapter. I'm sure most of you won't be able to recollect, and then you'll start questioning your strategy and preparation. But that is not the case. Please understand, it's a human mind, not a computer that you retrieve a file and it comes up. So it happens. So it's okay. Just have faith in yourself. Again, repeating myself. And the second one is, don't refer many books from different authors. This is the same one as the two rules. Be loyal to your material and don't refer many books from different authors. And yeah, this one is very close to my heart. Don't think others are cut from a different cloth. We have this preconceived notion कि यार ये तो ऐसे ही है, ये तो अलग ही है, he is a ranker, he is a ranker, वो अलग ही है. It's not for me. So this is a very negative mindset, a very easy to go approach, that others are different, I cannot do it. Please don't think that you cannot do it. Trust me, they are made of the same material as you are. They are humans, you are humans. The only gap is they have understood themselves more better than we have understood ourselves, and they have made the best use of their own mental capabilities and the surrounding environment, and ensure that they get the maximum score. So what we need to do is, we need to understand and analyze our own strengths and weaknesses, and see that how can I maximize my score given my brain, my capabilities, my techniques, and ensure that I get a rank. I would humbly request each and every participant to aim for a rank and nothing else. Anything below a rank to aim is criminal. That's my opinion. Thank you, Umang. Let's go to the next slide.
I would like to add one point, the importance of rank, so when you go in the job market, there are a lot of marquee companies like the HUL, BCG, Procter & Gamble, Marico, Aditya Birla Group. So their first criteria is a CA final rank. So अगर आपको CA final rank नहीं है तो probably you won't even get a shortlist from them. So CA final rank एक ऐसा तरीका है, मतलब आज तक के सारे पाप धुल जाएंगे आपके. आज तक आपने जो मस्ती की, स्कूल में बकचोदी की, आर्टिकलशिप में मस्ती की, सब पाप धुल जाएंगे. मतलब वन स्टॉप सोल्यूशन है, सीए फाइनल में रैंक लेके आओ, आपके सारे पाप धुल जाएंगे. यू विल गेट अ अमेजिंग जॉब. ये सारी बड़ी कंपनीज से आपको शॉर्टलिस्ट आ जाएगी एंड प्रॉब्ली यू विल बी एबल टू कन्वर्ट इट. सो अगर आपको बिग फोर आर्टिकलशिप नहीं है, कोई भी कुछ भी है, मतलब सब चीज का एक ही उपाय है, आप सीए फाइनल रैंक लेके आओ, अंत भला तो सब भला, एंड दैट विल बी एन अमेजिंग एंड टू योर जर्नी. वरना मतलब सब वेस्ट हो जाता है. इतने साल हम लोग आर्टिकलशिप में रगड़ते हैं, एंड if we don't end up with a good job, मतलब ये पूरा जर्नी वेस्ट हो जाता है. So I mean, the one thing which every CA student can do to his career is get a final rank. I mean, that is the best thing on earth which can be done. So next, moving on, I'd like to call Harshit Shah. So उसने भी बिल्कुल यही किया. He did not have a rank at CPT, neither did he have a rank at IPCC. बट उसने फाइनल में एफर्ट डाला. लाइक आई हैव सीन हिम पर्सनली, उसने बहुत एफर्ट डाला है. बिल्कुल एवरेज है, मतलब ही इज जस्ट लाइक यू एंड मी. ऐसा कोई बहुत ब्रिलियंट नहीं है, कुछ बहुत जीनियस नहीं है. ही इज जस्ट लाइक अ नॉर्मल पर्सन, बिल्कुल चिल्ड आउट बंदा है. जस्ट दैट उसने राइट डायरेक्शन में एफर्ट डाला एंड ही एंडेड अप विद अ रैंक. Harshit, would you like to take over?
Even I would like to add a point for Harshit. So yeah, we all are from JK Shah classes. He is the only guy from entire JK Shah Bureli branch to get the rank in CA final. So Harshit, over to you.
Yeah, am I audible?
Yeah,
audible enough? Yeah. So thanks a lot, Prithvi. Thanks a lot, Umang, for those kind words. I mean, you guys have put a great onus on me by emphasizing on the importance of a rank. So I hope I'll be able to do justice to that and contribute my bit to some already great points which you guys have made with the do's and don'ts and the strategy. So And first of all, I'm really glad that Prithvi has titled this slide as Mindset of a Ranker and not How to Get a Rank. Because I don't feel there is a magic formula for success, and that if you do say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stuff, you'll be able to score a rank. So what you need to crack is what goes inside the brain of a ranker and not what he does. So, and as these guys rightly said, that rank is something which will put you on a pedestal from where you can get a kickstart, a nitro boost, which will push you ahead of the others. So, I would like to, in brief, spend these 10-15 minutes in sharing my experience of what my mindset was throughout those 5 months of my preparation. So starting with this one thing, which I feel that most of us do, 90 or 95% of students who are preparing for final CA do dream for a rank, right? But what we don't do is move a step forward and aim for a rank. As Prithvi rightly mentioned, aiming for a rank is important. What we all do in our dreams is once while we are asleep after a hectic day of studying, we all feel कि भाई यार इतनी मेहनत की है, काश यार रैंक आ जाए, इतनी मेहनत तो यार मैंने अब डाल ही दिया, अभी रैंक चाहिए. But what you fail to do is aim for a rank. Just dreaming won't do. By aim, I mean strategizing for a rank. So I would urge you all that the first important mindset which a ranker should have is to aim for one and not just dream for one. Move a step forward. Don't just dream and aim for a rank. Now, you must feel कि ये easily इतना बोल दिया कि aim करो, मतलब क्या करना है वो तो बोल दिया, but कैसे? हाँ, sorry. I guess somebody needs to be on mute. There's some background noise.
No worries, Harshit.
Yeah. Sorry, I continue. So what I was saying is कि चलो मैंने बता तो दिया कि तुम्हें aim करना है rank के लिए, but most of us do say कि हाँ तुम ये करो, but कैसे करना है वो hardly कोई बताता है. So I would want to spend the next few minutes on how should you aim for a rank and what goes behind the mindset to aim for a rank. So let me just give you a brief background about my CBT and IPCC scores. I was a mediocre student, really average student, scored 140ish in my CBT, 357 in my IPCC. IPCC में I cleared group 2 with a 27 mark set off. So at this juncture in my life, I don't think any one of y'all or anyone in this world could have predicted कि ये बंदा final में rank लेके आएगा. So did that stop me or did that deter me from aiming for a rank? No. Prithvi rightly brought up the point about our classes where we used to attend the lectures together. I was surrounded by, say, a group of so many smart people, intellectual people, जहाँ पे सर एक क्वेश्चन पूछते थे तो 10 लोग उसका आंसर देने के लिए रेडी होते थे, और मैं क्या कर रहा होता था, मैं डाउट पूछ रहा होता था क्योंकि मुझे एक टाइम में कंसेप्ट समझ ही नहीं आता था. So does that mean I cannot aim for a rank? No, that does not mean. Prithvi rightly mentioned we all are cut from the same cloth, nobody is different. So that is what is absolutely true. कि rankers aliens नहीं होते, rankers दूसरे planet से नहीं आते, rankers जो है they are not born. So these 5 months of efforts will turn you to a ranker and not your past records. So if you have had a history of being an average student or mediocre student, if you have had a history of failing, I've seen people who have failed multiple times in their IPCC and managed to score a rank at the final level. So the first mindset shift which you need to make is to aim for a rank, believe in yourself, forget about your past records and start afresh for this 5 months of preparation. Don't think कि मेरे साथ इतने स्मार्ट लोग हैं, 2 लाख बच्चे दे रहे हैं CA फाइनल का एग्जाम, जिसमें where do I stand? They give top 50 ranks, तो 2 लाख में top 50 में आना is next to impossible. बहुत स्मार्ट लोग हैं. Just don't focus on that. Focus on your strategy, your preparation, and I'm sure, despite your past records, just like me, you will also be able to score a rank. So post my results, when I tried to introspect as to what were the say different things which I did, which enabled me to score a rank, I would want to categorize these things into 3 pillars, 3 fundamental pillars, which I would want you guys to implement in your CA final prep. First being obviously the shift in mindset from dreaming to aiming and strategizing. Now the three pillars would be: first, discipline; second, brains, obviously; and third, smart work. What most of us tend to do, which is incorrect, is we devalue ourselves just on the basis of the second point which I mentioned, that is brain. So what we feel is कि मेरे पास थोड़ा कम दिमाग है as compared to others. I have a low IQ. I'm not intellectual enough. मैं तो लास्ट बेंचर हूँ, मैं पीछे बैठता हूँ, मस्ती करता हूँ, पढ़ाई पे ध्यान नहीं देता हूँ, मेरे से ज्यादा स्मार्ट लोग हैं. तो यू फील कि मेरे पास दिमाग कम है, आई विल नेवर बी एबल टू अचीव अ रैंक. बट हे, सिर्फ सिर्फ दिमाग नहीं चाहिए. देयर आर अदर टू फैक्टर्स व्हिच आई मेंशन्ड, दैट इज डिसिप्लिन एंड स्मार्ट वर्क. सो अगर आपके पास ब्रेन क्वेश्चन थोड़ा कम है, यू आर सेल्फ अवेयर कि चलो मैं इतना स्मार्ट नहीं हूँ, बट देन यू कैन कवर अप इन दोस 2 पॉइंट्स व्हिच इज discipline and smart work. So now let me elaborate these 3 pillars a bit. The first one, discipline. By discipline do I mean कि दिन में 5 महीने हर रोज 12 13 घंटे पढ़ते रहो? Is that what discipline is? No, absolutely not. I guess Ashvi covered this point in the strategy, where being disciplined means having a set strategy, a set schedule, and following that schedule to the T. By discipline, I mean being okay to say sacrifice your social events, being okay with not going for movies, being okay, as I guess Prithvi also rightly mentioned, FOMO नहीं होना चाहिए. तुम्हारे बाकी फ्रेंड्स पार्टी करने जा रहे, यू आर नॉट एबल टू गो एंड पार्टी, यू आर नॉट एबल टू से visit for say any social event, but that does happen because you will be studying for those 5 months with a set schedule which is really tight. So you need to follow that schedule to the T by being disciplined. तुम्हारे पास ब्रेन थोड़ा कम है, बाकी तुमसे ज्यादा स्मार्ट है, बट सारे लोग ये डिसिप्लिन मेंटेन नहीं कर पाते हैं. तो इफ यू मेक श्योर यू आर रियली डिसिप्लिन्ड एंड यू फॉलो योर स्ट्रेटजी एंड टाइम टेबल टू द T, you will definitely be able to, you know, go on the right path and direction to getting great results for yourself, which includes a rank. So that is what I mean by being disciplined, which is the most important thing. The second one, brain. Here I would want to say that you guys, I'm addressing final CA students, right? You guys have cleared CPT, you guys have cleared IPCC, and most importantly, you guys have survived 2 years of rigorous articleship. So यहाँ पे कोई कमी नहीं है कि आप लोग के पास दिमाग नहीं है. You are smart enough and you have enough brains to be able to score a rank. So do not undervalue yourself, do not devalue yourself. Value yourself enough, have faith in yourself कि भाई तुम्हारे पास जितना दिमाग है, you are capable to score a rank with that particular brain of yours. You need not feel कि भाई दूसरे लोग मेरे से ज्यादा स्मार्ट है, मैं तो इतना स्मार्ट नहीं हूँ. स्कूल में 80% आते थे, IPCC में तो मैं जस्ट पास हुआ हूँ, बॉर्डर लाइन पे पास हुआ हूँ. तो ये सोचोगे, दैट इज अ नेगेटिव अप्रोच. हैव फेथ इन योरसेल्फ कि तुम्हारे पास जितना दिमाग है, यू हैव रीच्ड टिल हियर, so that will lead you to scoring a rank and not otherwise. So discipline plus brain. And the third and the most important part is smart work. As Ashvi mentioned, smart work हो या hard work, work तो करना ही है. But I would prefer कि तुम work करो but smart work करो. Because see, had there been an infinite time for us to prepare for CA final, कोई भी बंदा CA final देके पास हो जाता. Here the main constraint I feel in CA final examinations is the time crunch and the vastness of the portion. 4 महीने 5 महीने में तुम्हें 8 सब्जेक्ट into extreme details पढ़ने हैं, right? So time, I feel, is the major constraint we have, and to deal with that constraint, smart work is the most important thing you got to do. Now, for being able to do smart work, the first and the most important thing is you need to be self-aware. SWOT एनालिसिस हम सब पढ़ते हैं, बट हम रियल लाइफ में प्रैक्टिकली इम्प्लीमेंट नहीं कर पाते हैं. तो फर्स्टली यू नीड टू डू अ SWOT एनालिसिस ऑफ योरसेल्फ. Prithvi rightly mentioned कि what rankers do differently is that they are more self-aware than the others who are not able to get a rank. So, practically speaking, I would not say that I am extremely good at all the 8 subjects. I don't like say an FR. I am not good at audit. But I know कि ये दो मेरी weaknesses है. I have to work on these weaknesses and I have to excel at the other 6 subjects which I'm sure I'm great at. So the strategy which I followed, which I would call as smart work, is knowing my strengths and knowing my weaknesses better than my strengths. मुझे पता था कि ऑडिट में मुझे 60 लाने हैं, 60 के ऊपर मेरे बस की नहीं है, तो आई प्रिपेयर्ड फॉर ऑडिट अकॉर्डिंगली. ऐसा नहीं है कि मैंने 20 दिन ऑडिट 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 पढ़ा है, सोचा कि ऑडिट में एकदम स्ट्रॉन्ग कर लूंगा क्योंकि मैं बहुत वीक हूँ. नहीं, you have 7 other subjects to cope up for the marks which you could not get in audit. So make sure कि you are smart in your approach, and the do's and don'ts which the previous speakers addressed were actually stepping stones to being smart enough. So strategizing well, referring to only one particular book, and which absolutely would be ICI material, not referring to multiple authors, not seeing what your friends are doing. These are these are the things which will make you work smart. हमें डोंकी वर्क नहीं करना है, हमें 14-14 घंटे पढ़ने की जरूरत नहीं है. वी डोंट नीड टू स्पेंड एक्स अमाउंट ऑफ टाइम नेसेसरीली डेली. अगर तुम्हारे स्केड्यूल के हिसाब से यू नीड टू स्टडी take 2 chapters, those 2 chapters take 7 hours of time, study for 7 hours and then chill for the other hours. There is no compulsion. So that is what I would call as smart work. So what is important, I feel the 3 attributes are discipline, brain and smart work. These 3 in any proportion combining to 100% would definitely help you score a rank. If I attribute my success to these 3 factors, I would say I had 30% of brains, majorly 40% was discipline, and then other 30% was smart work. अभी किसी के पास 50% ब्रेन है तो they can be a little bit less disciplined, थोड़ा स्मार्ट वर्क ज्यादा कर लेंगे तो they can balance their 100% allocated to these 3 attributes, and I'm sure they'll be able to do wonders and pass with flying colors and score a rank. And one last thing which I would want to stress upon here is that do aim for a rank, but don't burden yourself under the pressure of scoring a rank. Because I've seen people who scored ranks in their IPCC and they get overburdened with the thought कि भाई अभी IPCC में रैंक आए तो मुझे फाइनल में रैंक आना ही चाहिए. वो कैटेगरी के लोग भी होते हैं. But then you need to aim for a rank but not burden and over pressurize yourself with the thought कि भाई अभी मुझे रैंक लाना ही है, रैंक के अलावा मेरा कुछ नहीं हो पाएगा. रैंक से तुम्हारा बहुत कुछ हो जाएगा, बट रैंक नहीं आई तो तुम कहीं के नहीं रह जाओगे. यू विल बी समवेयर, बट so there is a thin line, a balance which you have to maintain for aiming for a rank and not being pressurized by getting a rank. So yeah, that is what I would want to say and conclude कि mindset is important, being positive is important, and ये 3 fundamental pillars which I suggested, I feel you need to imbibe and categorize your strengths into these 3 factors. कि डिसिप्लिन मेरे में कितना है, ब्रेन मेरे कितनी है, मेरे पास कितनी है, एंड स्मार्ट वर्क मैं कितना कर सकता हूँ. सो yeah, that's it from my side. Thanks a lot. We can move on to, I guess, the next section, which is questions from our participants.
Before going to the next section, I would request some of our other rankers who have joined us today, would they like to share a few words on how to get a rank? I think we've got a lot of rankers, so I think it would be great if you guys would chip in.
Umang Abdul, Umang himself is a All India rank 3. So Umang, if you can share your experience, or Abdul as well.
Yeah, so you made a very valid point that smart work is very important in CA final. I mean, if you see the books, मतलब कोर्स में बोलता हूँ लास्ट डे तक भी नहीं पूरा होने वाला. So what you need to do is you need to prioritize. You need to do the ABC analysis कि मतलब the Pareto analysis, कौन से chapters वो हैं जिसमें मैं कम effort डाल के ज़्यादा score कर सकता हूँ. So your priority has to be set from the beginning, and you also need to do a reverse calculation. Last day पे 1.5 दिन है, 1.5 दिन में तुम्हें पूरा course revise करना है. So you need to keep this in at the back of your mind कि क्या मैं last day पे मेरे को क्या पढ़ना है. You need to mark the important points कि मुझे ये formula revise करना है या ये एक sum है जो मेरे को देख के जाना है. So that planning part is very, very important.
Hello.
Sorry, just a minute. Abdul, before you begin, one point I guess which I guess we should incorporate in the do's is the importance of making your own summary notes. as Umang rightly said, that you have to go in a reverse order where you need to figure out how you will be able to study the entire portion in the last, like the exam day, 1.5 day. So the importance of summary notes will be extremely high. You need to prepare your notes while you are reading, because at the last day you won't be able to go through 1,000 pages. So while you are reading, everybody has a different habit. If you have a habit of underlining or highlighting important points, do that. If you have a habit of scribbling down the important points, say scribble down the 5 important points from the 10 pages you have read, or from the 1 page you have read, and then preserve those pages for the last day, where you need not go through those 10 pages. Only the 1 page of summary notes should, help you revise the entire concept along with the important sums. And I believe we at Vision CA will try to, compile the summary notes which few of us have prepared while we were, preparing for our exams, and we'll try to, share the maximum possible notes so that you get the idea as to how our summary notes need to be prepared.
Abdul, we can't hear you. Could you be a bit louder, please?
Hello, is it now fine?
Yeah. Go ahead, Abdul.
Okay. So, in addition to what the other mentors have made the point, they have aptly said the right strategy, right thing to do. What I had personally followed is a few mix of this and two important things which one, if you're preparing for a rank, needs to keep in mind. First and foremost important is whatever revisions, whatever you are preparing for your this during your study leave has to be with the mindset of that 1.5 day. So you need to summarize everything so that you can revise your concepts. So for that, I had resorted to your ABC analysis. So you have to make sure that the A and B chapters, what you determine, are your core scoring areas, which have a huge number of weightage, and you target those. And C chapters, you make sure in your revisions before the exam you have at least gone through them. So what people I've seen is usually skip the C part. So please don't do that. The second is the other mentors also pointed out that you should always have practice makes it very important. Now practice is important. What I felt was it helps you know what mistakes you could do, so you could not do that same mistake in the exams. So it is very important for one to have that type of a practice so that one does not repeat the mistakes in the exam. And the other plus advantage is shortage of time. You will get a lot of time management advantages once you have practiced writing papers before your exam. So please do so. And and people usually after 2 or 3 revisions or something get a bit lenient or complacent how much more to do, or we have completed this. So the mantra is that you should keep on focusing about what you have done, keep on revising. So many times it happens that audit and law, your theory subjects, students tend to not get a hold of your subjects in your 1 or 2 revisions. So I would suggest keep doing your more revisions, keep giving as much as possible, and during the exams you will start recollecting everything. So don't worry. Yeah. So this is from my end.
All right. Thank you so much, Abdul. Ghanshyam, is the audio point still there? Okay, you're typing in. All right. Thanks, Ghanshyam. So coming to the next segment, which is very close to my heart, how Vision CA can help you. So at the beginning itself, I had stated out what exactly Vision CA is, what is the motive behind it. So I'll be repeating the same as most of the participants that joined later on. So to restate, Vision CA is a purely social initiative started by CAs to bridge the gap between the qualified CAs and aspirants. So what I had noticed is, let's say I did my junior college from NM college, right? So over there's this whole culture where you are a junior, you got seniors, you talk to them, you get your queries cleared, you understand things from there. But CA ka studies is a very offline model, I think. There's no campus, as there's this famous joke, beta kaun se college se CA kar rahe, but beta ka koi college hi nahi hai CA ka. They are just classes, and in classes everyone is the same tier, and your seniors are either qualified or they are undergoing their articleship and they are very busy. So what we wanted to do is we wanted to bridge the gap. You as a CA student, you can directly get in touch with chartered accountants, rankers, get your queries solved, be it technical, be it personal study planning related, or be it normal motivational. You just want to hear, you just want someone to hear you out and help you. So for this, what we have done is we have started a Telegram group where you can put in your query. Our mentors will check. Obviously, they have their own schedule, but we have been privileged to have a huge team of mentors. I think we've got around 35 CAs in the group who will be responding one to one, and they'll ensure that your queries are solved. Then what we have done is just like Humans of Bombay is there, it gives you motivation for life. So what I felt is we as CA students need motivation much more than the normal citizens. So what we do is we run a story series, just like in the form of Humans of Chartered Accountancy. So we reach out to chartered accountants, and they're being gracious enough to share their own stories, their own motivational stories, and we post them on our Instagram handle and Facebook pages. And we've received a lot of positive feedback from students saying that whenever we feel low, we just go to your page, we read these stories. And the most touching point, the most inspirational point, which I feel is the students' messages saying that I'll be sending you a post once I clear, you have to put up my story. So that's the fuel that keeps us running. And yeah, that's it from our end. How agency can help you. We are there for you, be it individual planning or anything, we are there for you. Just believe in it. So I think that's it for this particular slide. Umang, can we go to the next slide, please? Yeah, so it's your stage participants. Yeah, Upamanyu, you start taking up.
Yeah, I'll start picking up one by one. I've noted it down here somewhere. So actually, I need Umang's help probably here in the first question. Like I would like the participants to know a little bit about the Pomodoro technique that you all were emphasizing on, you and Gansham. So probably you can tell them a little bit about the technique so that they can implement it.
Yeah, so it is basically about prioritizing the time. I mean, you've got limited time in hand, and you have to use it in the best possible way. So like I earlier said, the priorities. You have to attempt those chapters which give you the highest marks in the minimum possible efforts. So it is more about that, and more than that, it is the determination and the perseverance. So in your CA final journey, you will have ups and downs. There will be moments when you will think कि यार मतलब अब तो कुछ नहीं हो सकता, खत्म हो गया सब, छोड़ देते हैं अब. So this is the time when you have to go on, you have to continue, and ये पेज भी निकल ले, ये पैच भी निकल जाएगा, मतलब सह लेंगे थोड़ा टाइप्स है. So it's like a journey in a forest. You will encounter so many obstacles. कोई आपको टाइगर आएगा, कोई शेर आएगा, कुछ आएगा. I mean, there'll be obstacles all around you, but you need to keep going, and suddenly, all of a sudden, you won't even know. और पता चलेगा, अरे यार मैं ये जंगल से निकल गया, I have achieved it. मतलब the moment when you write your last paper, मतलब वो moment में जो satisfaction आएगा कि यार मैंने ये इतना बड़ा 5 महीने रगड़ के मैंने इतना सही पेपर लिखा. I mean, that satisfaction is unmeasurable.
What Ghansham has also said in the chat box regarding Pomodoro, what he is saying is it's a simple technique where you go all out for 25 minutes, and at the end of the half hour, you give yourself a 5-minute break after the 25 minutes have been exhausted. So in that way, it incentivizes you in the sense that you are working in small patches so that you have a larger focus. Like when you know that 25 minutes I have to go all in, and those 25 minutes I give my 110% to what I'm doing, and then 5 minutes I take a break. Then again I go for 25, and 5 minutes I take a break. So now this technique is useful for many people, not useful for many people. So you need to find out what suits you. I'll move on to the next query. So someone asked that in November 2020 they have 3 days of leave for direct taxes. So how do you utilize that? So I'll take up that question myself. So in case of direct taxes, what personally I have observed and how our professors guided us, there So what approach I took was a little bit different. So DT has chapters in the sense that few of them are chapters which are common at IPCC and final level, and few of them are exclusive final chapters. So what happens in direct taxes is even those which are common have a few advanced provisions like PGBP, capital gains. They will have a little bit of an advanced provisions at final CA level. So you should be framing your timetable in the sense that those which are exclusive final chapters, like your tax deduction at source, your assessment procedures, your appeals and revisions, and all those sort of chapters which you did not have earlier and which are short going to come in the paper, you can see via evidence in the previous attempts papers that these are the set of chapters which are surely going to come in your final examination, and they were not covered at IPCC level. So you need to give these chapters a priority, complete these chapters first, and then whatever balance time you have, you can go for the PGBP and the capital gains chapters, because those chapters somewhere at the back of your mind you already know the provisions in a way. Like if I give you an item, whether it is deductible or not, you will have a basic idea. So what all you need to do that time during the last few days is during DT is fine tuning of PGBP and capital gains. Whereas in the other chapters, there are much more complex provisions. But this advice in no way means that you should ignore PGBP and capital gains. Just my advice is to keep these chapters for the end of direct tax so that you do not run a risk of overshooting your time in direct tax by taking up these chapters first. Now, with respect to your time allocation, by doing these exclusive final chapters first and the common chapters later, you should be in a 3-day scenario, you should be targeting to do each chapter twice with another revision for the more important chapters. That's what I would say, I would suggest. Because in an ideal situation, you would have 1.5 days. Now, by God's grace, you have got 3 days to try to make the most of it. Probably give a little more time where you feel that you want a better revision and you don't want to hurry yourself up. But then in that case, make sure you go for a second revision of those chapters which are very important. So you can proportionately expand your time as you are going to give for 1.5 days into 3 days, but ensure more revisions of the more important chapters. So this is a very rough overview. Now, depending on how our future sessions pan out, we may be taking more specific advice oriented sessions later. So we may cover something like this in much more detail later. So that is for your DT.
That is totally upon your demand and your response. So we've got no profit motive or anything. We are not a classes. So as you guys demand, we'll try our best as per our schedules and availability. We'll try to deliver.
Also, Prithvi, I just wanted to add, I think the question seems to be when you have an international tax paper before that. So can you plan something out, if it is followed by DT? So if you can split that time, if you have 3 days of time. So I think, if you can answer on those lines as well. So what I felt was when you have international tax as your elective paper, probably, some of my friends did follow that where they studied international tax as they were preparing for DT, that level of perseverance and not as an open book. So by that time, by the time you complete your elective paper, probably your international tax part is covered. So your 30 marks is more or less covered, and then probably you focus on 70 marks and then come back on the exam date or just a day before that to revise the international tax concepts very quickly from your summary notes. So if you have a international tax paper, that could be your advantage. It hasn't been, unfortunately, for the last 2 attempts, but yeah, that could be your advantage.
Yeah, thanks, Pranav. That was insightful.
Moving on to the next query. Someone has asked, this is especially for the rankers. I think someone had asked in the chat box the amount of portion to be completed by the time you're going into your study leave. Like how much portion of your how much portion of the actual syllabus as well as the classes need to be covered when you're going into your study leave. So maybe Umang or Harshit can take this up.
I guess that is a very valid question. The amount of portion you need to complete before you start your 5 months or 4 months journey is, first of all, there are different ways by which you can try to complete at least 25 to 30% of your portion, wherein you can, because the popular and the best thing to do is start with practical subjects like SFM and costing, because most of you guys try to attend classes for those subjects earlier than other subjects, and because other subjects have amendments which you need to cover. So I guess SFM is one subject, costing is another subject, and one theory subject if you can pick during your office period or articleship period, where you can give in say an hour or two while you come back from the office, or at weekends. So you can start with SFM costing. Try to complete at least those two subjects before you go for a leave, and still giving a disclaimer that no amount of portion you complete before the study leave will matter unless you remember all of it once you start with your leaves. So rather than focusing on completing majority of the portion before the leaves, try to cover as little as possible but with perfection. कि तुम अगर बाद में study leave में जब अपना prep चालू करो, the hours which you invested prior to your study leave while studying say SFM costing or a theory subject helps you while starting with your studies in the 5-month 4-month period. So that is where the importance of summary notes and revision comes in. If you have say completed SFM before study leaves, so ideally if it was supposed to take 10 days for completing it in the study leave, then for you it should take only 5 days क्योंकि तुमने पहले time invest किया हुआ है. So while you are studying on a daily basis, make sure you revise what is done in the class, pick up a practical subject or pick up a subject which you like and complete it, and make sure कि जब तुमने summary notes बनाए हैं, so when you start studying that subject in those 4 months period, you are thorough with the subject and that subject takes the least amount of time. So I would say 2 subjects, either better it would be if you take a practical subject, preferably SFM or costing, and complete it before the study leave. Umang, if you can maybe add your points.
Yeah, I think मतलब 4 या 5 सब्जेक्ट अगर हो जाए before you enter into the study leave, that would be amazing. There was one more question on how to use the time with articleship. So in a city like Mumbai, wherein we travel 2 hours one way to go to our audit place. So what helped me was listening to revision lectures. So मैं earphone डाल के भंवर पुराना का DT या probably यशवंत मंगल का IDT. So वो 2 घंटे का टाइम अच्छे से यूटिलाइज हो जाता है एंड दिमाग में बैठ जाता है. वंस यू हियर थिंग्स रिपीटेडली वो याद होने लग जाता है. सो आई थिंक listening to revision lectures while you are traveling in trains or in the public transport is a very good idea, to keep on revising the stuff, because एक बार याद रह के कुछ भी मतलब you won't recall it very easily. So that is one point I would like to add.
Hi, before we move on to any further question, I would like to add on to this. So I can suggest one technique wherein, as Umang mentioned, listening any of the revision lectures could be helpful. But I would also suggest that, anything that you have studied in your classes for 3 hours, you can prepare a short audio for your own self wherein you are explaining the same thing to your own self. Like cover that 3 hours in 15 minutes in your own voice. And if you do that, you will come across some doubts which you did not have earlier, or maybe there would be a better clarity and understanding at that moment, and plus that would help you in retaining stuff. So explain stuff to your own self. Once it is done in classes, then it will it will be a hammer in your brain, like that concept will be hammered in your brain very clearly. So yeah, that's another suggestion which I can make.
That is an amazing point, Ashwi. अपने आवाज में सुनना will help the students a lot. Next question, please.
I think our team has been responding to a lot of queries on the chat itself as well. So, Oman, if there's any point that has not been responded over the chat and it's left open, I think we can take that up.
Okay, I think a couple of participants have raised their hands. Would you like to unmute yourself, Viral or Harshil, to tell us your query?
Yeah, that would be great.
Hello, am I audible?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, Harshil.
Yeah, hi. First of all, a very good evening to all of you, and it's a pleasure to meet all the rankers and getting the tips. So I have 2 questions. First of all is, कभी कभी ऐसा होता है ना कि आता है, प्रैक्टिस किया है, पर फिर भी जब करने जाते हैं बुक बंद करके, तभी वापस ऐसा लगता है वापस बुक खोल के देख लूं. So this happens basically not in every subject, but mostly it has happened with me with SFM basically, and that too in forex and derivatives chapters. So for this, I need a tip. I'm doing self study, of course. So my question to all the rankers is there any shortcut or any tactic which you used to do for these two chapters, derivatives, forex, to remember the basically practical sums? Because if I also go for Rahul Malkan sir, or if I also do the PM of old PM of SFM, still I forget the pattern of solution. So I just want a shortcut or tactic to remember that. So if you can guys help me with that.
Answer that, Prithvi.
Yeah, Pranav.
Hello.
Pranav. Ashil, for SFM specifically, and we can extend FR also. So there are sums in every chapter for SFM as well as FR, which more or less cover for the entire, the theoretical part of it. You can highlight those sums, and whenever you are revising for the next time, that could be your starting point to to learn that subject again, or revise that subject again, or chapter again, because that particular sum will give you a writing practice as well as it will cover most of the concepts. So every chapter has that sum, at least for SFM I'm sure it has in the PM. So एक होता है sum जो लंबा चौड़ा होता है, multiple parts होते हैं, and that will cover most of the things. So that could be your starting point, and in that sum itself you will understand कि नहीं यहाँ पे अटक रहा है, यहाँ पे ये sum पूरा नहीं हो रहा है, there is some glitch which is happening. So you can specifically focus on that particular part of the chapter in details, and then probably solve some sums which are of a higher difficulty.
Yeah, basically मेरे November 19 attempt में क्या हुआ था कि this was just my first paper FR, and it really had happened with me. It was the first question was a business combination. I think it was a business combination consolidation. I don't know. So whatever I followed the same technique only. I had prepared 3 to 4 sums as LDR last day revision, and FR के एक दिन पहले November 19 के FR के एक दिन पहले मतलब रात को ही it was in my mind that I have to see these 3 sums anyhow. But I don't know, too much to my surprise, I bhul gaya, and first question of 16 marks was that only, which I forgot to look. I mean, this is something मतलब मुझे झटका लग गया था. So how to, I mean, so after that first attempt was first paper only, I was I am totally clean good. तो उधर ही पूरा hopes निकल गया था. So how to, I mean, cover that, or what can I say, pass on through that basically. Match with that.
FR, I think I was in the same boat there. I mean, so what happens when you are doing a writing practice very well, you know the formats of topic very well. So FR में काफी topics हैं जो format topics होते हैं. I mean, consolidation, okay, these are the set of accounts that you have to make, right? So when you do that, generally कभी exam pressure में you miss out on the technical part of it कि ये sum नहीं समझ में आ रहा है on the look of it. मतलब starting में आप देखोगे तो नहीं समझेगा. But when you have that format in your mind, when you have practiced enough, if you start with the sum ना, आपको automatic वो sum कहीं ना कहीं solution दे के जाएगा, But that's when you need the writing practice as well. ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए कि आप format बनाने में आप you are not able to make the format. If you start with the sum, it will flow, because वो sum भी if you remember FR का sum जो आया था, that was again from the textbook only. I mean, it wasn't something which was थोड़े numbers इधर with it. But again, so that's important. If you know the formats well, if you have had enough writing practice, तो again that will help you to probably just start with some नया sum आपको exam में लग रहा है, तो आप start कर दो, and automatically the flow will come, and you will get the right answers. In my opinion, that's what happened with me as well in the FR papers.
My last question is, does number of attempts matter in CA? Basically, is it that the salary will be more otherwise if you have cleared in minimal attempts? The pay package, what the point of a thing, or the futuristic, I mean, it's like कि तुझे अच्छी पोस्ट मिल सकती थी, लेकिन तू डेटा एंट्री कर रहा है CA बनने के बाद भी. So considering that number of attempts or more, otherwise if you have cleared minimal attempts, you will get good post or good pay. Does that thing matter in the market, or is just a myth? Because I'm still hearing also, and I'm ignoring also, and some people say this is not a reality at all. But so some people do say that they are going through this struggling days, even though they have not done any dummy articleship. So what are your views on this? Have you encountered this situation? I mean,
yes, Pranav, go for it.
Sorry, so Harshil, see, I'll be very honest. I'm not sure what are the views from other mentors. To be very frank, if you get a rank, you get a pay hike. That's very normal. If you get cleared in the first attempt, obviously the acceptance is more. See, there is no question on the knowledge that you have, or the capabilities that you have. Personally, it shouldn't be like this. But if you see from a company's perspective, from an HR who is hiring, he would probably have less than 1,000 CVs in front of him. The only quantitative criteria for an HR would be probably a ranker or a first attempt CA or a second attempt CA. Frankly, it shouldn't matter, but in India, it should be acceptance of our qualification in a particular way. So, and frankly, see, qualification will only give you a entry to any job. After that, your work experience and your work capabilities will probably push you upper in the ladder, right? So, frankly, at an entry level, qualification would make sense. But after that, it's all on you. How you work. Because I've been working with MBAs who've been from IIM, ABC, right? And I don't have any CA in my team, but if I work well, I am sure I will be able to compete with them, and I will be going up in the ladder, right? So qualification will only give you a right entry. After that, I don't think it really helps. I think the rankers will be able to give you a right guidance on this. I think Harshit and Umang.
Yeah. So you've made a very fair point, Pranav, and also, I mean, of course, first job में थोड़ा, problem हो सकता है, but then after that, what matters is your communication skills, your networking skills, and how you work as a person. So that is what will take you forward. So agreed, आपको first job उतना अच्छा नहीं मिलेगा probably, but then if you have good communication skills, you have amazing networking skills, and you're good at work, you will prosper, and probably you will grow even higher than the so-called rankers. I mean, first job पे matter करता है, उसके बाद कोई effect नहीं आएगा. Second job पे वही देखेंगे आपने first job पे क्या किया. Rank का कुछ matter नहीं करेगा. So
अच्छा, okay. After say first job कहाँ मिलता है? Sorry, please continue.
Yeah, so starting probably might be a bit slower, but then overall in the larger scheme of life, in the larger scheme of things, what matters is your communication skills, your work, your attitude. That is what will take you forward. Rank and all is just a head start to you, but then long term में rank and all का कुछ भी use नहीं. I mean, it is what you actually do in your work.
Exactly. This is only what I want to hear. Thank you for this. It's very comfortable to listen to me. Thank you. This is only I want to listen from many people. Basically, I got to listen it from you. Thanks a lot. Dedication is more important than the grades, basically.
The long-term picture does not change. To be very honest, long-term picture does not change. It's just the entry point, and the time you will take probably will be affected. That's all.
Correct. So in a nutshell, what I got to know from you all is that while struggling is there only when in the initial stage after being a CA. After that, if you have the knowledge and experience, and you can take off at any stage, considering how much you have dedicated enough, basically. Thanks a lot for this insight. Thanks, this is valuable insight.
But that doesn't have to affect your preparations, okay?
Yeah.
Although Umang and Pranav have given you a relaxation in those terms, they've been positive about this. But please put your 100% into what you're doing. Like long-term success, if you have the appropriate experience. But
in fact, Harshil, if I have to add, if you haven't cleared in the first attempt, there's a high possibility that you can go for a rank in the second attempt, and probably you yourself can scale up your the starting point for you. So in fact, since you have studied once, you have a lot of edge over others. If I have to say, go for a rank.
Yeah, hope for the best. And if you guys have any time, then can you please share your revision video lectures? I mean, if any subject you are good at, or any particular chapters if you are good at. So I mean, half an hour or 1 hour revision if you are possible from your end for any subject. So that because if you have given good tips and you know the subject very well, so if possible, anybody can share any revision video from your end during the exam days, before the exam days, so that it will very be easy to learn. I'm watching YouTube videos very much oftenly and preparing as well, as I'm having office regularly, and I'm only studying on Sundays. There's the official time for my study because I have to go to office. There's a WFH for me, so I have to go to office every day during this COVID time as well. but probably till this September tax audit, I have to be at the office only because I'm the only one who's taking care of the company accounts. And so the only resource one relies mostly on the lectures which are available on YouTube and other Zoom classes. So if you have any time, then you can just share your revision. I mean, if possible from your end. That's the only request I am making to the people of this group.
Sure, Arshil. So, as you understand, we are not a education institution in the first place, but this is our main motive
Yeah,
to help students in every possible way. So, as you've given this suggestion, we'll surely work on it. Given our own schedules, our own limitations, we'll surely try. Thanks for the suggestion.
Correct. That's very true.
Yeah, right.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks, Arshil.
Arshil, I would also like to help you with one technique which would help you in your practical subjects. Whenever you are solving a sum, write down what is there in that sum, or what concept is there in that sum. Like what exactly is done in SFM or Forex, if for that matter. You can say that like if it is a sum of arbitrage, then you can specify that this thing has been taken from your, like from London it has been taken from your and taken to Japan yen, and it has been converted to then Indian rupees, and then so you can word it down everything that you understand. Once you word down stuff, your concept about that sum would be very clear, and then when you are solving that sum, the concept is clear, then it would be very much easier for you to continue with the steps. The point where you get stuck, that oh god, I do not know where like what to do in that sum, like after 3 to 4 steps you're stuck, as in you do not know how to proceed further. If your concept is clear, I am very much sure that your sums will be very fluent. Like you can attempt your sums very well if your concepts are very strong. So write down everything that you understand in a particular sum, add besides that sum, or just make a formula book. I used to write it down next to the sum, so you can either prepare a formula book and write down there, or maybe do it next to sum itself. So that one you can keep in your mind next time.
Yeah, fine. Thanks.
And adding to that, you can also write मैंने क्या mistake किया in the particular question. So when you solve a question and there's some unique point or you made some mistake, तो pencil से छोटा सा लिख लो. I mean, this is the mistake which I made. And last day को when you don't have the time to solve all the questions, you can just go through these comments which you've written beside the questions, the key points of every question and the mistakes which you generally make. So that will help you on the last day of preparation as well.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you.
All right. So I think our team has been responding to all the queries over chat. So if any of your queries have not been addressed and have went up in the chat, I would request copy paste the question. We'll take it up. It's not like question dala upar gaya to chala gaya. Copy paste your question again. We'll take it up. Or else I think we are good to go. Yeah. Harsh has put this question. I'm currently giving IPCC Group 2 and my final is due in May 21. Now I feel like obviously after giving number 20 attempt, how should I start for my final CA? Any of our mentors would like to take this up? Ashwi, would you like to take this up?
Okay, so I think your IPCC is going on and your final CA is due in May 21, right? So I would suggest that focus on clearing the inter part right now, and then once you have 6 months, you can completely focus on final portion. And for final, I would say your classes would have already been done, or maybe you would already been having coaching. So I can say that you are in a good phase wherein you have already have had a good hold over stuff. So for final, you can pause on for a while and then maybe start it after your exams are done. Do not stretch yourself too much to start preparing final CA right away, because that would require complete dedication of yours at that moment. So I would suggest that focus right now on clearing inter, and then you can start off with final CA. And for any guidance related to final CA, we are always there to help you out. Even after you are done with your inter exams, you can keep in touch for any timetable related stuff or so.
All right. Prithvi,
Yeah.
just a minute. I guess Harsh has posted that he hasn't started with his final CA classes. So just to address that, you do not have to say that you are a few steps back from your peers will be appearing for final CA in May 21, because there are a lot of professors and there are a lot of classes who have fast track courses, and you will be able to complete your classes post you have appeared for your final CA and cleared it. So I don't think that should be an issue which should bother you, because you can eventually complete your classes post your exams. There are professors whose video lectures are available. You don't have to travel and just get them home and study. And the only thing which you need to then prepare yourself and brace yourself for is extra hours of study, and studying along with the classes. Like, you don't have time to first attend all the lectures and then sit by yourself and study. So just as you start attending your lectures, start studying for yourself and start preparing your notes, and that is how I guess you will be able to come at par with your other peers who will be appearing for final C in May 21.
All right. Thanks, Arshit. So Pragati Singh has asked us, what is the scope of transfer pricing in India? So Pragati, thanks for the question. I think that transfer pricing is a very lucrative field right now, and it is developing as well. So if you see international taxation, so India is becoming much more global now, and so what had happened is the law is evolving right now. So it's a very developing field and in a nascent stage as compared to the Income Tax Act, the transfer pricing provisions. And so I feel that if you have an interest in it, please go for it. And I would strongly recommend you start with a Big Four transfer pricing department. That would give you a head start. Next question.
Somebody, RJ, has asked about elaborating on MBA after CA. So I guess Ghanshyam, maybe Umang can elaborate, because they are already into the top IIMs currently. So Umang, if you could take up this question.
Yeah. So an MBA after a CA makes sense if you want to go into a field like a consulting or a front-end investment banking or a private equity. Because to be very honest, as a fresher CA, you don't really get these opportunities unless you've got very high ranks or you've got good references. So these are the two major attractions to do an MBA. And to add to that, you get college life in MBA. We as a CA correspondence course hai, so we have never ever enjoyed a campus life. So wo hota hai, and then you learn the soft skills. So CA is a technical course, where we have sound financial knowledge, but we somewhat lack in our personality development, our networking skills. So an MBA would help you to brush up on that, and a CA with an MBA would be an amazing combination. And another thing is, you meet the best of the best people. All the people in the top IIMs are from the IITs and the cream of the cream crowd, basically. So you get to know amazing people and you become the best version of yourself. So, but from a job perspective, I would say if you want to go into a statutory audit or a taxation or an accounts or a finance role, I don't think MBA will make a lot of sense to you. But if you want to go into something like a consulting or an investment banking or a general management or a product development or something into marketing or brand management, then MBA would make a lot of sense for you.
Ronak has asked, for risk management as an elective, only the book can't help. As few questions were more intellectual. Yash, would you like to take this up? Your favorite subject, risk management. Please go for it, Yash.
Yeah, so for risk management, you are able to hear me?
Yes.
So for risk management, it also has, if you see, the book is of only like 80 pages, more or less. But the thing is, when preparing for risk management, and when you can't say that it will come only from book, any paper. Also, in my first attempt, that is May 19, the ITT paper was out of the box paper. So you have to be prepared, and like you should know the book. It's an open book test, and it's like you should know the concepts, but you should know which topics are in which page. So the main question few books were a little intellectual. So for only this thing, I can only suggest you ki go through the book thoroughly 3 times, because it's an open book test and you should not be leafing through the pages during the examination hall कि ये कहाँ पे है. So I would suggest this only. There will be few questions which will come out of the box.
All right. Thanks, Yash. So, guys, one request. So, usually when the seminar is in a physical nature, which is not possible right now due to the COVID situation, it's a virtual thing. So, obviously, over there we take a group photo. Over here, I would request you guys if you guys can turn your video if you are comfortable, just for a few seconds, so we can take a group photo. All right. So, I think I'll give the closing remarks. First of all, thanks Drumil for this fantastic idea of starting with the webinar. We had been doing a lot of stuff over Facebook and Instagram, but Drumil came up with the suggestion. I think we were a bit lazy. We had it in the back of our mind, but we just could not go through it. Drumil gave it a push and said that you guys should start with a webinar to improve the interaction with all the group members and all the participants. And it would be great. And it turned out to be a huge success. Thanks to the core team of Vision CA, Ashwi, Raj, Yash, Harshin, and all our mentors for giving out your. Once again, thanks to all the participants for taking out your important time given your schedule and coming over here. I hope we did not take up much time and we gave the maximum in the minimum possible time. And one more thing, all our groups are open. You can put in your demand saying we want a webinar on this thing, that thing. I promise we'll try our best within our limits to give you the best. All the very best to each and every one of you. We are there till the last paper day. We are there till you become a CA. We want to post your stories once you qualify on our own pages. We want you guys to mention that your Team Vision CA was there. I hope we have made a good contribution in whatever possible way. Thank you very much. I think we are good to go. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.